name is Nur Adiram Tikarim and my student ID is 2023385347.
Hi, my name is Nur Fataki Lavadino Azmi. My student ID is 2023160451.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Nur Sabila binti Rabi and my ID student is 2023365127.
Hi, my name is Sorfi Alvia binti Kamal. My student ID 2023160689.
Hi, my name is Intana Faisha. My matrix number 2023188825.
Tourism is one of the biggest contributors to Malaysia income. It helps create jobs, support local business and boost other sectors like transport and hospitality. As we prepare for Visit Malaysia 2036, the country hopes to attract more tourists and grow the economy. However, there are still challenges such as worker shortage, high costs and poor service quality, and the environmental issue like population and over-tourism. Because of that, the government has introduced several strategies to improve the tourism experience and make it more sustainability and inclusive.
Let's start with the challenge of tourism, which is skill level shortage. There are three causes of the decline in tourism industry. First of all, lack of specialized training. Malaysia are not providing additional training to employees before starting their permanent job. Besides, there is hands-off attitude where they just let the new worker learn on their own without any guidance. This shortage impacts the tourism industry by reducing service quality and customer satisfaction. Shifting the focus to young people, they are the future of tourism, but there are many obstacles that make it difficult for them to enter and thrive in this sector. Employing young workers help sustain the industry and drive innovation as they bring fresh ideas, energy and skills. However, young people face challenges in this industry because the company offers low wages and a lack of career growth opportunities because of the limited education related to tourism. Moving on to the next, I'll be talking about the lack of proper facilities. This challenge can significantly impact visitor experience, business growth, and the overall success of tourism destinations. Tourism facilities include infrastructure and services such as accommodations, transportation, sanitation, and recreational areas. Poor planning and management, one of the causes of lack of proper facilities. This lack of facilities leads to poor visitor satisfaction and negative reviews. Effective communication is essential for delivering a great tourist experience, but many destinations still face difficulties in those areas. Good communication and information facilities help tourists plan their trips, navigate destinations, and access services easily. This includes visitor information centers, websites, apps, and multilingual support. The lack of proper facilities is often due to limited investment in technology and infrastructure. This problem results in confusion and frustration among tourists.
Next, 4.3, pricing cost and service quality. Malaysia's tourism industry is currently facing significant challenges, especially due to the effect of rising global inflation. The increasing cost of essentials like food, fuel, building materials and labor is placing financial pressure on hotels, airliner, travel agency and restaurants. Many of these businesses now operate with tighter margin and are forced to raise price, making travel to Malaysia more expensive and less accessible, especially for budget-conscious tourists. Another major challenge is maintaining service quality in the face of growing and diverse tourist expectations. With more visitors, there's greater demand for efficient, professional and personalized service. However, many tourism operators struggle due to limited training, a lack of skilled staff, inconsistent service standard and stretched resources. This often leads to poor experience, negative review and damage to Malaysia's reputation as a tourist destination. Last, 4.4, environmental sustainability. Malaysia Malaysia's tourism sector is facing a serious challenges in maintaining environmental sustainability as tourist numbers continue to grow. Popular destinations like Langkawi, Penang and part of Sabah and Sarawak are showing signs of over-tourism, such as pollution, coral reef damage, habitat loss and overburdened infrastructure. These issues are met both by weak enforcement of environmental law and unsustainable behavior from both tourists and operators. Next, for issue 2, the industry generates high emission from air and land transport as well as energy-hungry hotels and attraction. This put pressure on ecosystem, especially in fragile area, and contribute to climate change, poor air quality, and risk to biodiversity and public health. If not properly managed, this impact could harm the very environments that attract tourists, making sustainability a key concern for the future of Malaysian tourism.
Next, we move on to the solution taken by the government to improve the challenges of tourism in Malaysia. The solution taken is to enhance supply and demand. First of all, the Malaysian Association of Tour and Travel Agents (MATA) handles the skills of workers under the tourism sector for the good of Malaysian tourism. This is because workers with the best skills are very important to deal with foreign tourists so that they feel comfortable when traveling in Malaysia. Therefore, MATA also calling for a RM20 million capacity building grant for reskilling and upskilling workers in the tourism sector to improve the quality of their service to enhance the experience that foreign tourists will have. Furthermore, the government also needs to promote jobs in the tourism sector more openly to attract young people to venture into this field so that more capable workers can develop the tourism sector in Malaysia. With a large number of the best workers, it will help increase the national income so that it can be more developed in the future. Apart from that, MATA also offers tour operators tax reduction on the importation of high-end vehicles for the use of the tourism sector. This is because the obstacle in Malaysia is that there are not many tourism vehicles that can take tourists to their destination. Therefore, this operator tax reduction can help add more vehicles in the tourism sectors that are more luxurious and good for tourists to use when traveling in Malaysia. Furthermore, there will be more tourists who will travel in Malaysia if there is more transportation that makes it easier for them to travel. Second point is government focusing on increasing equity. Malaysian Association of Hotels (MAH) collect tax from foreign tourists for the use of the tourism sector in Malaysia. This is because most hotels in Malaysia are experiencing financial problems to make improvement in the tourism sector. Therefore, the tax collected can be used for promotional incentive, infrastructure upgrade, and other related to the development of the tourism sector. Therefore, this matter needs to be resolved so that tourists can have a comfortable vacation without any problems. This is because the problem will be spread on the internet, which will cause the image of the hotel and the tourism sector to be affected. In conclusion, the solution to collect tax is very good so that facility in Malaysia hotel can be improved from time to time. In addition, the government also needs to provide language improvement training for workers in the tourism sector because most foreign tourists who come to Malaysia speak in English. Therefore, workers need to be proficient in two languages, namely Malay and English, so that they can easily communicate with tourists and can provide satisfaction to tourists when traveling in Malaysia. Furthermore, workers in the tourism sector can also improve their own skills with the language they learn so that it will be easier for them to communicate freely and can be used in the future.
Point 3, which is government improve pricing and service quality. The article highlights the tourism minister's proposal for hotels to implement a 23-hour stay policy where guests can check in and out with more flexibility, and this approach is meant to enhance guest satisfaction and provide better value for money, helping to justify accommodation prices and to improve the overall visitor experience. And additionally, the minister acknowledged the ongoing staff shortage, which often lead to poor services, and announced effort to speed up foreign worker recruitment as well as introduce professional housekeeping training through Aswara. And these initiatives aims to raise the service standards in hotels and to ensure the guests receive consistent and quality hospitality. And it was suggested that to further boost domestic tourism, the government should reintroduce tax incentive for local travelers. And specifically, this refers to a past initiative where Malaysians could claim income tax relief of up to 1,000 for travel-related expenses such as accommodation and entrance fees within the country. Reinstating such tax relief would make domestic travel more financially attractive, especially for middle-income families, and could help to address cost concerns while stimulating spending across local tourism sectors. And lastly, for point 4 is managing over-tourism and excessive emissions. One of the main solutions highlighted in the article is the need to improve tourism infrastructure. This includes upgrading the transportation systems, enhancing waste disposal facilities, improving access to clean water, and ensuring that tourist hotspots are equipped to handle large visitor volumes without harming the environment. And these developments are essential to spread the tourist load more evenly and reduce pressure on popular sites. Upgrading the basic infrastructure not only supports sustainable tourism but also improves the overall experience for both tourists and local communities. Moreover, the importance of strong collaboration with various stakeholders. This includes cooperation between federal and state government, tourism operators, local communities, NGOs, and environmental agencies. By working together, these stakeholders can ensure that tourism policies are implemented effectively and that local voices are included in decision making. And the goal is to balance economic benefits with environmental protection and community well-being. Community engagement, in particular, helps to ensure that the residents support tourism development and play an active role in preserving their cultural and natural heritage. In addition, introducing visitor limits in environmentally sensitive areas like national parks and marine conservation zones in terms of excessive emissions. By capping tourist numbers, authorities can control foot traffic, reduce emissions from transport and activities, and prevent damage to ecosystems. Limiting visitors also encourages more thoughtful travel and opens the door for alternative, lesser-known destinations to be promoted instead. This kind of regulation helps balance tourism growth with Malaysia's environmental and climate commitments. That's all.
In conclusion, Malaysia is working hard to improve its tourism sector, not just for more visitors, but for better quality and sustainability. The government is focusing in training, better service, and protecting the environment. With this effort, Malaysia is moving toward a stronger and more inclusive tourism industry.